Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jamie Potter, and tonight I'm going to do a little bit of a review. This should be a short and sweet video, but trust me, I've been waiting a while to review these two products. The Fenty foundation, I'm not sure the whole name, I'm just going to call it Fenty foundation, there's only one. And then the Peach Perfect Mattified Setting Powder, loose setting powder. Both these together, that's why I'm reviewing them together, is because both of these together are like miracles. I have been in search for the perfect foundation for so long. I'm not oily, I'm pretty much dry skinned, especially since the chemotherapy. I'm pretty dry skinned, so I've kind of stayed away from matte foundations because I don't particularly like to be super duper matte. But this is a very comfortable foundation to wear, especially for a matte. And what I did to kind of help that out a little bit for myself, shoot, I just tore the box, is I used an Laura Geller's Ethereal Primer underneath that just has a little bit of a lit from within look, and I use that as a primer just to give myself a little bit of a dewy look before using the matte. But I can honestly say this foundation is awesome. I haven't given it the 12-hour test, so I can't attest to that personally, but my stepdaughter says it lasts forever and a day. And it has a beautiful component, very heavy, very glass, very chic. It has a pump, and it's kind of a cream foundation. I was waiting for my color to come back in stock. This one is light medium 200, and it has a cool undertone. And it's really hard to find a foundation with a cool undertone these days. In fact, this was the only foundation with a cool undertone, and I tend to lean towards a cool undertone foundation because I have more pinky undertones in my skin, and some foundations are just frankly too warm, even the neutrals. But this foundation, ladies and gentlemen, is amazing. It goes on like a dream. I've watched several reviews on this, and I use it with a brush because it has a heavier coverage, and I'm a full coverage kind of girl. If I'm going to put on foundation, I want me some coverage, and this gives it to you. I use 2 pumps for my entire face and my neck, and I think this gives great coverage but still looks like skin, which is, in my eyes, kind of a hard feat to do. You don't feel like you're wearing a lot of foundation with this. Some, foundations, especially liquid, I stick to powder foundations because of this. A lot of times a liquid foundation, I can feel it on my face, and I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling of wearing a foundation. And I was really a little bit worried about the feeling of this foundation because of that. I thought maybe it'll feel awfully matte and drying on my skin, but I've had it on for several hours now, and it does not feel that way. I'm not dying to get home and wash it off, which I am sometimes with a liquid foundation. Sometimes I just can't wait to get it home. And then, of course, I put my concealer on after the foundation, and then I baked just a little bit, not a lot, with this powder. This is a miracle loose powder. Now, I have never tried the Laura Mercier loose powder, and I don't know if I ever will because I think I found my loose powder here. And they have made this travel friendly, because a lot of times you don't want to travel with a loose powder. It spills all over the place. This one has a double lid, which the only complaint I have is it makes it a little bit harder. I'm one that I tap my loose powder into my lid and then brush it on from there, which you can still do with this. It's just not quite as easy. But it has a dual lid, so it has your outer lid, and isn't this a beautiful component? I mean, it's very classy, high-end. It's a pretty pricey powder. I mean, in my opinion, it's a pretty pricey powder. But it, you open it up, and then there's a second lid. See if I can. There's a second lid in here that opens up, so you can. So it's definitely a no-spill thing, so I don't think I'd be afraid to travel with this, which is good because I have fallen in love. This powder, I don't know what they put in this, but it makes your skin look flawless. It's supposed to be translucent, but I swear it adds coverage. It just is the most amazing powder. I baked very, very lightly with it. I usually am not a huge baker, but I baked a little bit with it and then brushed it off, and it didn't make my skin feel dry. It didn't make it feel cakey. I don't think it looks cakey, and I think it looks just absolutely flawless. I wouldn't put it over all my makeup because it's not, they have a finishing powder, which everybody says, what's the point of their finishing powder? And so I didn't even try it because it got very bad reviews. But this stuff is just, it's for setting your foundation and your concealer, and this stuff is amazing. So if you are in the realm for a new loose powder and you don't want to go back to your Laura Mercier, give this a shot, and it smells amazing. It's just a light beige smell. I know some people have kind of complained about the smell. I don't know, maybe with the peach foundation it might be overwhelming, but I think it's very light scented, and you definitely can't smell it on your skin once you put it on your skin. So, and I also put bronzing powder on top of this. It still was not cakey. I can't say enough about this powder. This is just an amazing, amazing powder. Thank you, Jaden, for, talking to me about this and making me want to try this powder, because I absolutely love it. And then it's $32, I believe. And then the Fenty foundation, to go back to that for just one moment, I expected when this came out, I super expected this to be a very, very expensive foundation. I expected it to be $40, $50, and I will not spend that for a foundation. I'm sorry, maybe I'm cheap, but I think $34 is plenty for a foundation. Then that's how much this foundation is. It's $34, but I'll tell you what, it is, to me, worth every single penny. So if you want a good medium to very easily full coverage foundation, give this stuff a shot. I think it'll last forever. It's a little bit over an ounce in here. Like I said, it took 2 pumps to cover my whole face, and I went in for full coverage because if I'm going to go in, I'm going in for full coverage. So definitely give this foundation a try. I would highly, highly recommend it, and I don't very often highly recommend a foundation because I'm just very picky about foundations, and I haven't found too many that I absolutely love. What I am going to try is I'm going to try putting the IT Cosmetics Celebration Illumination Foundation over this as a setting, as a powder, and I think that'll be lovely. But I just wanted to give it its absolute fair shot on its own with this Too Faced loose powder, and I was very pleasantly surprised. Again, I purchase all my products. I do not get them PR, but even if I did get PR packages, I still would give my absolute honest review because that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to give you a fake opinion. All my opinions are definitely my own, and I very much appreciate you watching my videos. Again, if you like and enjoy my videos, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.